Check it out. The website is getting more and more populated. So we have a PP3V42 regulator for sale here. We have a clock chip for sale here. We've got another PP3V42 regulator here, and this is the cool part. As you type in the name of a board, it'll automatically start showing you every chipset available for that board. And for some of these, we even have a kit available. So for the MacBook Airs, we have a backlight kit available that has a bunch of components, and for the ones that are really small that you're common to lose, I've included 3 or 4 of them just so that when you blow them away, they come back. It doesn't have a cool picture yet, but for some of this stuff, yeah, see, it'll automatically show you what component you need for your board by the board model number itself, which took a stupid amount of time. This is another common chip. So now that we're done with our commercial, let's get on to the board. So this is an 820-4924. You may recognize this board because it looks like garbage and it's one from a previous repair. So, does anybody recognize this bullshit over here? Anybody recognize this old fuck shit? This crap. Disgusting. SC Lime says, don't forget Repair Shopper. Of course we'd never forget Repair Shopper, the sponsor that you can visit below. Of course you wouldn't forget. Annex Delia says, Eli Bevome complete crap. What? Do you sell a tool or sort of magic wand to deal with pain in the ass customers? We just usually tell them to go away. So, this is the board that was dead because it was missing a main voltage for every rail because somebody did God knows why the fuck that. And now we have no Wi-Fi. So where would you guys check first on a Retina that has no Wi-Fi? And believe it or not, it's not over here. I know, trust me. I know that you would want to check over here, and that's a very, very good guess. That's a great guess. That's a great place to think to start. But that's not the place. So if you have no Wi-Fi, what's the first thing that you would look at? Please tell me. Please tell me. And please tell me something that I can use. What do you guys have? What are your thoughts? What's the story on the Quick 861DW? I've never tried it. I'm thinking of trying it. I was considering trying some other company's thing on stream, but so, do you want a sponsor? No. Do you want to give me free stuff? No. Do you want me to talk about your stuff for an hour and then get it back and waste my time? Yes. And I'm like, yeah. Nah. I still like the Weller WHA 900. I will get around to trying a quick one of these days. It's just I don't feel like buying it. I bought it once and then I had to file a chargeback because it never showed up. Anyway. Near the antenna. All right, so we've tried, now on this board, this is the A1502 Retina. The Wi-Fi sits on a separate board. So here's my computer, my disgusting piece of crap computer. This is the Wi-Fi card. The Wi-Fi antenna attaches to the Wi-Fi card. The Wi-Fi card attaches to this right I/O board. The right I/O board attaches to this cable, which then attaches to the motherboard. And there's 2 cables here. One cable is power. It sends 3.3 volts, 5 volts, and also grounds the board. And the other one is for data, like PCI Express. Now, here's the one hint that I will give you. The SSD also works over PCI Express, same as the Wi-Fi, and the PCI Express SSD works. Works just fine. So, what that tells me is that PCI Express on the board works, and that I am not completely screwed. Fan art. Oh my god, that's funny. I gotta make that my wallpaper. Who the fuck made this? What? This is hilarious. Oh, this is funny. That is funny. Okay, but still, what would you check first for Wi-Fi? Plug in USB Wi-Fi. Yeah, but that defeats the purpose. Nobody's going to pay for a repair if I have to do that. Well, did it have Wi-Fi adapters or are they soldered onto the board? All right. I think I explained that after you asked. There was chat lag. Maybe the antenna wasn't attached good. Okay. If it doesn't see the device, it doesn't matter. Because if it would see Wi-Fi networks, but you would have really poor strength if the antenna wasn't attached. However, if you see nothing at all, like no Wi-Fi device detected, what do you do then? Damaged antenna coax. Okay, again, it doesn't see anything. It's like no Wi-Fi hardware attached. X. So if you had damaged cables, you would still get something. It would just be crap. We get nothing. All right. Unfortunately, all the suggestions suck. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the connector, and I will be ignoring chat. This is the same chat that told me to take the SMC off the board last Thursday, so yeah. So let's take a look at the connector. And the connector looks quite sexy. The connector looks sexy. This is sexy as can be. There's... So let's take a look at the schematic and see what we have on this page. Now, you're also going to see some chat cancer on the left because I haven't minimized it. So there will be some cancer stuck on the stream. So this is the connector. Now notice that it uses PCI Express. PCIe clock, PCIe that, PCIe this. Do we have power, someone asked. Well, that's a great question. So power is going to be via this connector, remember? So let's see what happens when I plug the board in if I get power on that connector. Now, just to show you where that is. J9500. J9500 is here. We're supposed to have PP5V-S3 and PP3V3-S4. So let's check out and see if we got those. Let's put the multimeter where you can see it, where you can... Okay, fuck it, I'll just read out the voltages. I give up. I suck at camera angles. I have no... What if I put it on the side of the chair? Back? Nah, fuck it. It's impossible. It's impossible. We'll never be a professional YouTube channel. We'll never be a professional YouTube channel. I remember that Eli, the computer guy, has been talking about how this poor guy at Secular Talk, poor guy, lost all his money, you know, because he got demonetized since he talks about politics, and YouTube's not about that shit since the Wall Street Journal's been fucking everybody recently. And he's like, oh, yeah. Let me see if I can hold this up. I'm going to try to hold it up. I'm holding the multimeter like chopsticks. So we got the 5 volts needed for the card. And he's saying, yeah, the guy got his revenue cut. Poor guy got his revenue cut. Poor guy not making this much off of YouTube as he used to. Oh, poor guy. That poor bastard. How the fuck's he gonna pay his bills? That poor bastard. Yeah. I completely forgot how I got into that. But yeah. I completely forgot how I got into the beginning of that conversation. I don't know what prompted that from chat. But so we do have power going to it. Yeah, it's about time I start a politics channel. The Quick is a Hacko FR810 in disguise. I disagree. It looks like the Quick has a better digital interface than the Hacko. The Quick looks like it has a much better digital interface than the Hacko does. All right. So let's see what's on this page. So we have a filter for PCI Express clock. We have power. Power's there. Connector looks beautiful. So we got these capacitors in the PCI Express lines, and then we also have a PCI Express clock. So let's see. Where's this stuff? C9532 and C9533. Let's see what those look like. I don't feel bad for the people that Eli tells me to feel bad for on his channel anymore. Okay, where is this thing? Huh. Alright, so I'm going to let you guys tell me if you think you know why there's no Wi-Fi. Now remember, this is what we were looking for on the board. We were actually looking for these two capacitors. But I'm just going to leave this up here and see if anybody in chat can point out to me why we have no Wi-Fi. Because I'm pretty sure we know why there's no Wi-Fi. The TCRS says the interface in the Quick is way better than the Hacko, same performance. Yeah, the interface in the Hacko is very 1969 or no, 1981. Yeah, 1981 alarm clock. And I really hate the 1981 alarm clock interface. There's no, like, it's one, okay, the Hacko FX951, fine. It's a $250 thing. I never change temperature. But you're going to make it so I have to go through the alarm clock on an $870 station to change the air? Are you kidding? What? Insanity. Yes, it's this little thing. And let's see what this thing is for. So what's that? That's L9501. L9501 is the PCI Express filter. So let's replace it and see if we get Wi-Fi, or as it said in the ticket, wife. I'm guessing that was a typo. But the E key is so far away from the I key that I find it hard to believe that that's a typo. I remember looking through the... I left a note and it's like, how is that a problem? So the board is going to be happy and have a lot more money over the course of its lifetime. That's great. Yeah, you got a nice little board, doesn't have to deal with no alimony. But yeah, I tried the Hacko FR810, and again, as somebody who has a lot of Hacko products, likes his Hacko products, is easier to link to them on Amazon than other stuff, the FR810 can suck it. It can seriously suck it. The Weller WR8, I mean the WH900 is both cheaper, and like when I want to change the temperature or when I want to change the hot air, which I want to change constantly, it's just a knob. It's boom, boom, boom. Even the JBC, it's a button and a button. And it's a real interface. It's not that 1980s alarm clock bullshit. There is no excuse for having the 1980s alarm clock shit in 2017 on something that costs over $800. Hacko has got their head so far up their ass with the FR810. I'm not buying that shit. Oh, and the best part is when Jessa bought one for class, and it was fucking dead on arrival. And then another one that she had, like a second one, started giving this random error. They're just... I'm not excited about the FR810. I'm not feeling it. I remember speaking to the Pace guy, and the Pace guy said that, yeah, like 10 years ago, that they wanted to resell Quick stuff, but the handle was like melting right in front of him, and they just left the room and said, yeah, we're not selling this shit. But again, that was a really long time ago. I'm sure they've probably gotten better since then. And it really does seem like the option. There's one place that's selling it right now, and I don't want to give their name away because that place was threatening to legal action on somebody just because they made a tool that presses the iPad down. So I don't want to give that person free advertising or even mention their name, which is why I'm not saying where it is I'd like to buy it from, because a lot of people keep linking me to it, and I purposely delete that comment because I don't want that link on my channel. Okay, so it seems like I'm missing this filter on the first 3 boards that I picked up. Great. Great. A shitty pull-up resistor on the bus line. I don't think that is. I think it's this little filter. Little chip, where is your leg, says Charles. It's gone. It's gone. That could be a celebration for someone. I agree. No wife would be a celebration for many. It's a daily celebration for me. I wake up every day and it's like, yes! I'm not married! My bank account is mine. This is, oh boy. Beautiful life. Ow, I just burned myself. That's karma. That's Jessa right there. Jess is probably in my chat. speaking of burning, and I'm going to try to be nice and not mention who this was. I really do try to save a lot of you from annoying ads and shitty sponsors. This one company, really nice guy, reaches out to me and he asks me how long I use the hot tweezers for. I'm like, why do you ask? And he's like, no, I mean, but like, is it like one or two components here and there, or is it all the time? And I'm like, why do you ask? And he's like, well, when you use our hot tweezers, we got hot tweezers. It's just if you use them for more than, let's say, 30 seconds at a time, it starts to burn your fingers. And as you'll notice right now, I don't have any soldering equipment companies as a sponsor. Just throwing that out. Because I remember talking this over with Eli a year ago, and he's like, you're so anti-sponsored. It's like, no, it's not just that. It's that so many of them are so fucking bad. It's like, I can't I'm not gonna sell shit to people that fucking burns them. Let me get some alcohol so I can clean this off. Maybe he had alcohol. Oh crap, down to the last bin of alcohol. And it's funny, because I think Jessa got us the same card from the same place. And it's like, yeah, our stuff, it costs more than Hacko, but at least it's not made in another country by people that make 50 cents an hour. Well, guess what? You know what? If I had to make a choice between making 50 cents an hour or burning myself, I would choose the 50 cents an hour any day. I don't want third-degree burns from soldering. I'll take 50 cents and keeping my skin. Thank you very much. I'll have to clean that off a little nicer later. Now we're going to see if we have a Wi-Fi. What's great about the Quick is it has presets. Again, this is the kind of stuff that we expect in 2017. When I look at the Hacko FR810's interface, it's a fucking joke. It really is. Like, whoever at Hacko decided that station with that interface is going to be over $800, they should just get their balls beat in with a baseball bat. Just, like, seriously. Like that, why would they? Like, the same person that did that is probably the person at Apple that decided that the A1278 should be getting sold for $10.59 in fucking 2013, 14, 15.
I'm gonna give you a no Allsys power good.
No Allsys power good. Yeah. I don't want a hard one. I want a backlight fuse. Why can't I get a backlight fuse? Ever since I hired you, the backlight fuses have been disappearing. Maybe you should get a wife. No. No. Absolutely not. This is like being a dentist. Show ultrasonic on camera. There's the ultrasonic right there. See, we got 3 baskets of deplorables and 3 ultrasonics. I'm going to be getting another 10 ultrasonics in shortly, but those ultrasonics will ship from here if you buy them. I have so many things to shamelessly plug now. I have so many things to shamelessly plug. Jessa, thou shalt not mention his name in chat. Thou shalt not mention his name in chat. I think it's interesting that somebody threatens intellectual property or patent law in an industry that pretty much survives based on a lack of respect for the current intellectual property law. That's funny. New Hacko suck, old Hacko good. You know what? Honestly, the more I do this, the less and less respect I have for the FR801. Really, like this Weller just gives me a lot more power than it, and it's around the same price. And it was around at the same time that the FR801 was around. I just didn't know about it because Weller is terrible at marketing their products. You can still have a life partner without getting the government involved. Well, that depends on where you are. Many places will consider you common law married, so even if you never agree to get married, the person could leave you and still ask for alimony. Depends on where you live, though. It really depends on where you live. So just be very, very careful with that shit. Like my dad, you know, not great guy. He's had like the same girlfriend now for like almost 10 years. They live down the block from one another. It's like, that's... And again, he's been married like 3 times, but that's the way to do it. That's the fucking way to do it. Okay, we're going to see if we get Wi-Fi. How did you manage to kill that inductor? You should measure it. Why measure it when I can replace it? I'm so confident this is going to work, I'm screwing it together before I even test it, which is probably a really bad idea, but I got confidence today. And I don't think I killed it. I think the same person that left that large gaping hole in the board also fucked up their Wi-Fi. That's my guess. If I had a guess, I would say the same person that scraped away a huge layer of the board also scraped away their Wi-Fi. Their Wi-Fi. iPad Rehab says your card said dude. Mine was the same, except he deleted the word dude. Yeah. This one company, I don't know what the hell they were looking for, to be honest. It didn't seem like they were looking for any sponsors. It didn't seem like they were looking for any type of paid advertising. But they just wanted us to... And they knew, like, they sent us a product ad that was just... It was a BGA rework machine. It was a BGA rework machine that's pretty much just like this, except it cost $34,000. And you just gotta... You gotta know deep down in your... You gotta know somewhere that there's no way in fuck that I'm ever gonna pay for that. Or recommend that. Ever. So I don't know what... but yeah, they sent a card to Jessa and to me... that said the exact same thing. No idea what they were going for there. A great way to make somebody feel not special. Except my card said dude, and Jessa's card did not say dude. I'm hoping Jessa doesn't wage gap me again. She's been wage gapping me a lot lately. Like with Vice. Vice offers me a shitty contract. Jess is like, oh yeah, I'll do a video for Vice. I'll advertise Toyota for you for free. Get Repair Shopper as a sponsor. She emails Troy. He's like, I'll advertise your stuff for cheaper than Lewis. But well, what's next? She's gonna pay the soldering company to promote their stuff. I'm waiting to see what else she comes up with. I'm gonna start calling her Miss Wage Gap. Miss Wage Gap. Oh shit, I forgot to attach the antennas. I'm sure I can do that with it powered on with no problem though. Steady hands, baby. And let's see if we get Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's. Give the poor people that make 50 cents work so they can live. Exactly. Exactly. It's like our stuff is made in the United States. It is high quality. That's why we cannot compete on price with the garbage like Hacko. By the way, how long do you use your station for? More than 30 seconds? Because if you do, it might burn you. Fuck. Again, Jesus Christ. Maybe it gets different with sponsorships once you get higher up in YouTube, like once you've got 1 million subscribers. But God, the advertising offers that you get when you have a channel of this size, they suck. You guys should appreciate just how lucky you are that I don't fucking get you burned by selling you crap. Because I could, if I didn't have a conscience, I could easily start recommending crap that would just like, burn you. Which some people in chat may deserve, but most of you don't. So as you can see here, I have a list of Wi-Fi networks instead of an X, which means I fixed my problem, and I hope to God I don't see this machine ever again. I missed that one. I didn't see it. That was my bad. That was my bad. So just going back over the schematic. PCI Express clock. This thing seems like it was probably knocked off by a fingernail or a toothbrush from somebody who is overly aggressive in their cleaning, which is why you got to be careful with the toothbrush. You do this. Not, don't be the dentist with the fucking toothbrush. Don't be the dentist doing the deep cleaning. Do a remember, there's not going to be a drill if you don't clean hard enough. So chillax, chillax. Whoever marries Lewis is lucky. As mod, do I get speed service on hard drive I sent in? You get. I won't put it in the same box as the purple thing you sent. How about that? That is. Lewis' wife gonna have hella cash to spend on? Hell no. Lewis' wife have his own bank account, an own apartment. How often do you go work out? Once every other day. So every other day. Check on for a short to ground in the circuit that runs to that filter. Never. I'm sure it's not short to ground. How did you start offering mail-in service? Somebody called me from out of state and I was really confused because my website looked like complete garbage and was only local and had only been around for 3 months. I'm like, you should probably find somebody local. And they said, I did, and this is what they're charging me. And I said, okay, I'll update. You know what? It's worth updating my website for you to send it in. That was about 8 years ago. I got an easy one today. iPhone 7 rush data run over by a car, and a CPU coil was knocked off the board, and it was still there by friction. A coil. A coil. I'll just let that sink in for all of you. Have you ever been stopped by random fans? Yes, I do my best to pretend that I can't see them and keep walking, because it's weird. I've also learned from this experience of YouTube to be courteous, and when I see people that I know or recognize that I would want to meet, I have the courtesy of not stopping them, not saying anything to them, not staring at them, and not bothering them, which I would recommend that everybody else do, because that's weird. Getting stopped on the street is weird. Really, really weird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What the fuck kind of world do we live in? Not married and still have to pay. You always have to pay. Injection says what I do is every year I make my girl move out and tell her it's over. Make sure to blast it on Facebook for proof. Then I'll invite her back over after the week is up. See that sound? Yeah, it's somebody knows how to get around common law. There you go. You are way behind chat. Yes, because soldering, fixing, and reading chat is something that you can all do in real time. Refresh your window. People are like, what do you mean refresh my window? Like I read at I'm working on a board while I'm reading a window. Like I can't do both at the same time. I can't do both at the same time. That's not possible. That is not how it went down with RS. My deal is way better than yours. Of course it's a better deal for him. Of course it's a better deal for him. He's paying less money. Like Vice. Wage gap. Lewis, why don't you end partnership with Jessa? No. How much did I pay for a heat gun for cell phone repair? Enough to get one that allows you to do your job. That's how much you pay. What the heck? I rape the shit out of boards with the toothbrush. If it's held on by spit, I want it to come off. Jessa is giving you advice that will cause you to break your shit, so you have to send it to her. I give you advice so that you don't break your shit, so that you don't have to send it here. Which of us would you rather listen to? If it's held on... What was wrong with that coil? Can somebody explain to me what was wrong with that coil besides it getting beat by somebody who had just wanted to be mean to it? There's nothing wrong with that coil. It was fine until somebody went and ripped it straight off. And the thing is with the toothbrush, if you smash hard enough with the toothbrush, keep in mind, the bristles are soft, but the end of the toothbrush is plastic. So if you're smashing with your toothbrush, what you're eventually going to do, and the head of the toothbrush has plastic, that's as hard as the end of the screwdriver. So what you're going to do with that toothbrush, eventually, if you push the bristles hard enough down, you're then going to have the plastic in the front directly knocking into the board. And once that happens, you're going to knock shit off the board, because you're using this hard plastic head against these tiny little components, which is what happened here, which is what probably happened all the other times that this happened. Has the YouTube advertiser thing hit you hard? I used to make money. Now I sell chips. I used to make money just for sitting here and dancing. And now, have you seen the chips that we have for sale? We have PM6640s. We got SLG 148 CVs, the clock chip for the MacBook Air quarter fan spinner. We have the PP5 ES5 and PP5 ES4 chip. We got all sorts of cool stuff available. Yes, the ad revenue is tanked. Trust me, I would not be doing this shit if we made good ad revenue. I would not be dancing for chips. I used to just dance for money. Now I have to dance to sell chips, in the hopes that after I sell the chips after I've danced, I'll make money. How do I make an excuse to hang out with a girl? You don't make an excuse. You just ask. Let's go to lunch. Let's do this. Let's do that. And if they like you, they will say yes. And if they don't like you, well, they'll say no, and in that case, they can go fuck themselves anyway. You do not make excuses. You do not start your life on a lie. Do not work on a lie. Why are you not honest anymore? I just said do not work on a lie, and you just, ugh. Go away. When are you giving Linux a shot again? Probably never. Is the P50 handling the live stream and video recording? It did before. I used the desktop at work, but it was doing very well earlier. Can anyone link me that schematic software? It's actually in the description below. It's called Open Board View. It's made by Paul Daniels, who's a mod here, who's an excellent, amazing programmer, and has a lot of contributions to the community. Has his own YouTube channel here, so you should check out his stuff. It's called Open Board View. Open Board View. I'm visiting New York. Should I bring you anything from Germany? You should bring me nothing. And that's the nicest thing that you could bring me is nothing. I'm serious. The nicest thing. No discounts for viewers. Never discounts for viewers. No homie business. No homie business. I have a video on this channel about homie business and why it doesn't work. No homie business. What's this? What would you do if you got drafted to World War III? Evade it. Yeah. I don't understand this whole thing where it's like, you were a draft dodger. You should be shamed because you didn't want to go to another country and kill people that never bothered you. I don't understand what's wrong with people. Like when they're like, you were a draft dodger for the Vietnam War. It's like, dude, nobody from Vietnam bothered my parents. Nobody in Syria ever bothered me, man. Your advice broke my shit several times. No, you broke your shit several times. If you watch this channel and you broke something, that means that you broke it. Because here's the thing. And this is one of the fun conversations I had with Zach from Jerry Rig Everything, another channel you should check out. If you're interested in those phone reviews where like it's not Like, oh, look, this is the case, and this is the box, and this is me taking it out of the box. If you want like an actual review where somebody smashes it and sees if it works, check out Jerry Rig Everything. But I remember talking with him, and he was showing me all these YouTube comments he was getting over drinks one time, and he's like, and they're like, oh yeah, you broke it. I followed your guide, and it didn't work. And like, he just commented, he has the best comment, the best one-liner. It's like, it worked for me now, didn't it? It worked for me now, didn't it? I got proof that what I did worked for me. So, if it didn't work for you, you fuck something up. You fuck something up. You sell chips, damn times must be rough. Yes. I don't got that 19,000 a month of Patreon for like the secular talk guy. He's got the right model going. Like, one of the things I've said in previous streams for people who make content is they're going to have to shift over to a model where they collect directly from the users. A, you'll figure out if people actually give a fuck or not. And B, you will bypass all the advertisers and all the people that'll, and the Wall Street Journal kind of crap. Amazing juice. One of us negotiated a deal with RS where they don't get paid if they don't do a sign-up rate that is worth 10x what they're getting paid. The smart of us negotiated a deal with no minimum signups. Yes, because one of us cares if our sponsors get value, and the other one of us does not give a fuck if their sponsors get a value. They just want to collect that greedy Jessa money. Jessa just sits back like this, like she puts her feet on her sponsor, like just right like this, and crushes them, just while counting her money. Counting her money. I got 3 cars. I got 2 homes. I got a pig. I got 4 donkeys. I got 6 chickens, 4 children, and a partridge in a iPad rehab tree. Yeah. We care here if our sponsors get value. But yeah, we're also confident enough in our viewer base that we know that our sponsors will get value. If only the same were true for Mrs. Wage Gap over there. How much do you think it would be to replace a MacBook Air keyboard? How much does a pound of avocados cost? Can you tell me what a pound of avocados cost? Tell me what a pound of avocados costs. What does a pound of avocados cost? You told me that semen was a good alternative for isopropyl alcohol. Okay, I may have said that. You weren't supposed to believe that. How does the P50 compare to the T520 in terms of build quality? So far, I think that they are very close. I've heard a lot of people complaining about how the earlier P50s were made of some crappier plastic that would crack, and I haven't had that case with the P50. I would say that they're on par. I would say they're on par. Why aren't you making more trading vids? You got good responses in your first one. Kind of covered everything. It's not like I'm a stockbroker. I'm just a hobbyist. Just a hobbyist. Hate towards women is not nice. Point out where I have hated towards women with a timestamp, and explain why that was hate. Let's see. Have you got any good books on repair you would recommend? Nope. Just start doing it. Don't ask me the book question now. You shouldn't be opening a book. You should be opening broken stuff. Are you want to fix anything today? Yes, I fixed something. You should rewind. You'll find it. Actually, Jason left me another one that's a nightmare. I'm just putting it off because it has no all-sys power good. Alright, so we got Wi-Fi done now. Now, do I want to mess with this piece of shit? I kind of don't. I think it's a great time to go and get a burrito. Alright, what does this do? No all-sys power good. Oh, god damn it! What the fuck did you leave me? What is this? Jason! Jason! You mother... This is not going to be fun. This is going to suck. This is going to suck. Alright, let's put the clip from my microphone back on. What the hell? What are you doing? Okay, so let's go over what the original problem is. The original problem is that one of the traces from the BIOS chip, as you can see here, that's going to this section is broken, and Jason did this wiry shit instead. So let's try to figure out why Jason did that. So he said no all-sys power good. You ever think there will become a time where you cannot repair a MacBook like Apple is heading with the iPhone? Yes, I do believe that time is coming. And at that time, I will retire. And I'm going to live in a nice house in the middle of nowhere, far away from New York City. And I will never work again. But until that time comes, I will continue to dance like a monkey on YouTube, fixing stuff for your entertainment. So first things first, what the fuck is this? Why? What is this broken shit over here? What is this broken shit over here? And where does this resistor supposed to go originally? You fix a motherboard that's been broken in half. No. I have an amp I'm trying to fix. Do I need an anti-static bracelet or mat? You can get a mat if you want. I mean, if you want. If you really want one. I would just ground yourself every now and then by touching something around and just leave it at that. No need to drive yourself crazy. Now, if you're not grounding yourself regularly, well, then that's not right. Okay, so what's up here? Do you change the price of fixing depending on how shitty you think it's going to suck to fix it, or how do you do it? I don't do that. I have a flat rate, and I don't do that easy hard shit. Because here's the thing. When it's easy, everybody will be happy at the discount. When it's hard, everybody will be pissed and not want to pay, or they'll think that you're lying about it. So what I do to keep things easy is I charge the same price regardless of whether it's hard or easy. Because I used to have people go, you're lying about this, or you're making that up, or you purposely fucked it up, and blah, blah, blah. And I understood. They were right. They had every reason to believe that I would purposely screw with them so that I could raise the price, because I had an incentive to. Once I changed my system to a flat rate system where it doesn't matter what the fuck I do, it's the same price all the time, it got rid of that shit altogether. Now, that system also did manage to lose me customers that wanted the lowest price for everything, and that's absolutely fine. I'll even tell a lot of people if they should go somewhere else. It's a guaranteed easy problem, but I'm not lowering my rate. I'm not, because the second that you do that, the second you lower it because it's an easy thing, it will then become a hard thing. And that's just the way the world fucking works. The second you lower it, and then you'll be screwed. So I try to avoid screwing myself. This soldering tip sucks. I think this is one of the times where they sent me the wrong one, and it was free, so I kept it. But even at free, this thing sucks. Okay, so U1950 has been replaced already. Ka-ching. So what? Now we got to figure out what U and U and U and U are for. I'm not liking these BIOS termination resistors over here at all. Not liking those termination resistors one bit. Samuel Evans, what's the oldest computer you've repaired? The 2006. That is as old as it gets. And thank you for the $2. Now, let's see. Let's move the chat window over so I can see it while I got the microscope on. Do you ever miss up big time? I don't know, probably. Can you get fiber to the home in the middle of nowhere? Good question. You know what I don't understand? Why doesn't that person just buy a Wi-Fi adapter? Because when they sent it, it was dead. And then I fixed it, but I don't test every function. I leave that to somebody else. And the other person said, jackass, you don't have Wi-Fi. And I said, whoops. And it went back to my desk. So they paid to fix the fact that they killed it. They made it dead. I would not tell somebody to pay that much for Wi-Fi. See, that's the thing. You don't have to lower your price. You can just tell somebody, I don't think you should pay for this. Here's an alternative thing that you can pay for. You don't have to lower your price to make everything make sense. That's insane. Like, if somebody brings you a board that is worth $20, you're not going to lower your price to $5 on an open-ended problem to make it worth it. You're just going to tell them, well, it may not be worth it for you to do this through me. It may even be worth it for you to do it through somebody else, but probably not me. You just got to be honest. As long as you're honest, that's fine, but a lot of people are afraid of being honest. Alright, so this is the first one, and this looks like shit. Now this is very important. This is something that Duke goes over all the time in the forum, and people are constantly ignoring. Where he says, check the SPI termination resistors, and we're going to go over what that is in a moment. Let me just open up the schematic for this model board. So this is the 3437. 820-3437. Now this is the SPI ROM chip, also known on a PC as the BIOS chip. Now the BIOS chip is going to communicate with the PCH and CPU, or on older boards with the Northbridge, and tell it what to do. So this is the line that's coming out of the BIOS, SPI MULB MOSI, and then MISO, and that's going to this resistor. which then goes to this signal, which goes to this resistor, which then goes to this signal, which will then go over to the CPU. See? Haswell CPU. Now, let's take a look at what this is. So this over here is burned to hell. See this? And this, which corresponds to this and this. They're burned and nasty. SPI MOSI and SPI CSO underscore L. SPI CSO underscore L. See? SPI bus series termination. And it's really easy to miss this because the components themselves don't look that bad. What looks bad are the probe points, which are the lines in between those components, which is very, very confusing. Where do you find schematics for the MacBooks? On the internet. I find them on the internet. I find the schematics in the same place that I find my porn. How much warranty do you give with repair? It depends on what you get fixed. Do you prefer female customers? I don't have a preference. I like people who want to pay for the level of problem that they have. That's what I like. You have this problem, you're willing to pay this much. You have this problem, you're willing to pay this much. I don't care who you are or where you're from. I'm happy if you're willing to pay to fix your problem. The company has me working in DeKalb, Illinois this week. Hotel leaves much to be desired. Sounds like the hotel we went to in Nashville. Only one female is watching. Prove it! This board is a lost cause. No, it's not. You're going to see how we're going to fix it very easily. And thanks to Paul Daniels' software, you can check a link to it below, you're going to see just how easy it's going to be to fix this. Because Paul's software shows me where the signal begins and then also where the signal ends, which makes it easy as hell to fix this. I no longer have to remember where stuff is. I just look on the screen and it's all right there. So we're going to use some wire, and I do believe I've linked to it below. There's an Amazon link where if you click it, I will get 8 to 12% of this beautiful, beautiful $5 spool of wire. Yes! Money! So this is a 44 gauge Remington magnet wire, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fix this problem. So you can see on the screen over here, this point is broken, so this shit over here goes through here before it gets to there. And we're going to run that wire. We're going to run a wire to replace that nasty trace in the board. And we're going to do that for every trace that's nasty. And then this is going to work beautifully again. Are you considering the Galaxy S8? I'm not. I only even got rid of my Moto G 3rd generation because it was randomly rebooting after being dropped as hard as humanly possible. And I mean like really hard. And also because it didn't have the power to do well with streaming when outside, but I don't use that feature much anyway. But I thought I was. I'm probably going to have the S7 until I break it because there's no compelling reason to buy a new phone. There's genuinely no compelling reason to buy a new phone. It's like, oh my god, you made a faster processor on an email machine? Well, gosh, golly gee. Don't I need a faster processor so I can use Chrome and my fucking stock trading app faster? And Google Hangouts. I need Google Hangouts to load fast. No, I don't. There's really no point to getting a faster or newer phone. It's like you really don't need it. There's probably like 1% of the phone using population that will genuinely benefit from getting a faster, newer phone. But for most people, just save your money. Okay, we're going to do this wire. We're going to have this wire come around to down here. Crap, forgot to change the camera over. And that has to go to the left of this resistor over here. iPad Rehab, by the way, is one house. iPad Rehab had 2 houses for the longest time. 2 houses and a store. Jessa is like, she is rolling in cash. You ever hear that song, Plenty Money by Plies? Every time I hear that song, I think of Jessa. She should be in the music video for that song, really. Plies, plenty money. Choreography by Jessa Jones, PhD. Jessa got plenty money. Okay, now we're gonna route this. Gonna make this wire look pretty. Gotta make it take a nice path. Sure it's nice and tight. Close to the board. Okay, next. This is, so we just fixed this one. Now let's go through and do this one. Ain't Jessa jealous? I got hotkeys. I've got hotkeys. Okay, so where the fuck is this going to? SPI Mosi. So I see that SPI Mosi is going here. Where does it go over here? It goes to some crap on the other side of the board, I guess. Let's see. Do you have dissatisfied customers? Of course I do. I'm a store in New York City. Who the hell in New York City doesn't? I've got people that are like, he ripped me off, he refunded me when he couldn't fix my 8-year-old piece of shit, and he dared to charge me $20 to return it instead of eating it after wasting hours on it. You get all sorts of douchebags. I mean, just, it's part of doing business. There's always going to be douchebags in business. There's always going to be douchebags in business. Alright, so SPI Mosi are going to be these two resistors above my JTAG connector. And hey, I'm sorry, what do you think you're doing on my board? What the hell do you think that you're doing here? What is this shit? Get the fuck out of here. Suck it. Fuck you, you piece of shit JTAG. Get the fuck out of here. JTAG never matters. JTAG doesn't matter. JTAG can suck it. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Go. I'm starting to like this tip. This is the tip to kill the JTAGs with. This is the tip to kill the JTAGs with. Yes. How do I get information for you and Jess for classes? What information are you looking for? Jessa has a website where you can call and you can ask questions. There's a number on our website, Mendon iPad Rehab, and you could ask to speak to Sunday about their practical board repair school. And if you have questions about our tutoring, you can ask here in the chat, and I will try to read them and answer them while I'm destroying the JTAG connector as violently as humanly possible. Because JTAG doesn't matter. JTAG doesn't matter. Come on. Don't make me turn on the hot air. I like your videos and tutorials, and I have the same opinion about many things, but I think you're too cocky. I'm sorry that you've let your emotions get in the way of having a conversation. There's really not much you can do with statements like that. It's like, be less you. I like your opinions, but I don't think that you should say them. How dare you be confident? You being confident is hurting my emotional state. Stop it. My cortisol levels are rising. I spent too much time in daycare as a child. Don't put your kids in daycare. Fucks them up. Daycare fucks kids up. Makes them very sensitive and stressed. Alright, so now that we've got JTAG out the way, we're going to run my jumper wire for SPI MOSI in a moment. Yeah, kids. There's something about being violent towards the JTAG connector that's very, very soothing. Very therapeutic. Louis, would you tutor someone if they paid loads of money? Jason would. I just needed to do that to make myself feel better. Okay. It's important. Don't. Alright, let's get a wire attached here. We need to make this flatter on the board. No! Come back, little resistor. What did that poor little JTAG ever do to you? It existed. That's all it needed to do to offend me. It fucking existed. Ah. Motherfucker. All that JTAG had to do was be. As soon as it came into existence, it was my enemy. Troga Toga said, can confirm. Father put me in daycare and now I hate everything. It really does fuck with you, though. It fucks with cortisol levels. Like, you look at it, like, we have a generation of people that grew up in daycare. Like, this is the first 2 or 3 generations where daycare is really a thing. And we have fucking safe spaces in colleges where if people hear something that goes against their worldview, they lose it and start to cry. It's scary. Fucked up world we live in these days. It's a fucked up world we live in these days. Alright, SPI Mosi. Go to my resistor down here. Where's my resistor? Here, we're right over here. Lewis, if someone to thank you for the tutoring lesson, I could really go for a vegan burrito. After all that valuable knowledge, would you take them to your burrito spot? I couldn't, because then people would know where to find me. Like, that place is my sanctuary. It's my escape. Away from the people. I like having that. What's the specs in the computer with the cooler? I don't fucking know. That stuff is boring as shit to me, honestly. I forget the specs right after I build the computer. That thing, that machine has been here for like 4 years, and who the hell knows? And who the hell cares? Like, their computer's being used to DD rescue stuff. I could care less if the thing was a fucking Raspberry Pi. I could. If you were hiring another repair person, would you prefer video evidence of them fixing stuff over a traditional resume? I honestly don't even take traditional resumes, so there's no way for me to consider it over one over the other. Because traditional resumes, I just assume everything is a lie and bullshit. It's like you're writing a document telling me what you're good at. Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to believe that shit? How biased is that? You're going to tell me all the things that you did, and I'm just supposed to believe you. Resumes don't work. I don't bother with them. I never have. I used to put in my job ads, do not send a resume, send this, that, or the other. Do not send a resume. I will just delete it. And if you sent a resume, I knew that you didn't listen, in which case I would delete your email. I'm not going to believe what this is a list of things that I claim to be good at. And like, these are people that like me. You should call them to get an opinion. Yeah, I could get my cousin probably to say something nice about me too if I asked him to and put his name on a resume. It's lame. Alright, now I'm going to put this on and we're going to get a fan spin. And after that, I'm going to get myself, celebrate with a burrito. Maybe a lower cost burrito. so let's take out the DC in board so I can plug it in, and we go from there. Is this what you wanted to do after high school? No. In my high school, you had to fill out a form before you graduated, and it asked you a bunch of questions, including what do you want to do after high school? And in the form that I filled out, I wrote retire. So I'm not yet retired, and it has been 11 years now since I graduated high school. So, but we're getting close to it. I'm aiming for like early 30s, maybe the age of 30, somewhere around there. I'd like to be done. I worked throughout my late teens and my 20s, and I'd like to spend the rest of it just doing shit. So yeah. So not there yet, but getting very close to it. Yeah, very close to it. Alright, so you guys are going to see a fan spin. See, this is the fan over here. Zoom out so you can get a nice good view of that beautiful fan that's going to spin. We're going to plug in the DC in board. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. And I know that it's going to spin. I have that great confidence. That great confidence. And it's not going to do that quarter spinning shit either. Or you're going to plug it in and it's not going to spin at all. Fuck. Okay, what did we miss? What did we miss? Lame. Back to the drawing board. Oh. Fuck me. How much other shit is going to be wrong with this? Alright, so let's go and focus on what this garbage is over here. What the fuck is that? You mofo. How would I be able to learn to fix motherboards when I live in a small town in Australia? That is a good question. I don't know. Find broken stuff. Find people willing to let you learn. I got no answer for you there. Okay, so we have this chip. This thing looks semi-nasty. But these two look really nasty. What are you guys for? Oh, seriously? There's more? And look at how long these lines are. Ooh. Oh, no! 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 Don't be under the SMC. No! No! Fuck, no. Fucker. Are you kidding me? Are you... No, that's bullshit. That's some bullshit. Okay, so this goes between this resistor, which is under the CPU, and the fucking SMC. No. And it goes up here, too. And it is on the J... Okay, let's see. Okay, what if the link between the SMC and here is good? Right, so let's do a little bit of testing here. Let's check some shit out. So here's what I'm going to do. First thing is that part that's nasty, this PM clock run shit. We're going to see if this beeps to where it's everywhere it's supposed to. I'll read a little chat before I do that. The stream just got 10 minutes longer. Yeah, 10 minutes is very optimistic there. I love how frank you are, never change $2. Thank you. This sucks. Mother. We can't no, we can't. Okay. Let's figure this out. So, PM clock run is over here. So we have to beep this to where it goes on the other side of the board. which is going to be on this resistor. Alrighty. That resistor is over here. Or over where? Yeah, over here. Okay, so this sucks. This is where I have to hold the board like this. Fuck. This sucks. This, how the fuck are you supposed to? Alright. This is not going to be fun. So I got to hold the board like this and like this. Now, how the fuck are you supposed to measure this shit? Don't make me solder wires to the multimeter. That would suck. Don't make me solder wires to the multimeter. I guess I gotta solder wires to the damn multimeter. Yeah, don't beep. Oh wait, no it does. No it does. Or does it? Am I on the right pin? Yeah, I'm on the right pin over here. Yeah, that beeps. Alright, so now... That doesn't beep. Doesn't beep. Actually, it does beep. It does beep. Alright, so... What else is nasty? Alright, so this is PM clock run, which points to the possibility that something is burned under the SMC. Because if this happened to the board, over here, this points to the idea that something under the SMC may be nasty. And over here, I believe the board is starting to become delaminated. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that, because that's going to end a bit poorly for me. What's this? LPC CRIQ. Let me guess, some other crap that goes directly under the SMC. Hey, what do you know? Other crap that goes directly under the SMC. Wonder what the SMC area looks like at this point. I could take the SMC off. I could take the SMC off to judge. And then I could really see if this stuff beeps out the way it's supposed to. That's what I could do. That's what I could do. Or I could go get a burrito. You know what? I think I'd rather get a burrito. I think that I will toss this in the trash can. Let's see. What voltages do we got present? There's PP5 ESO. That's here, right? So PP5 ESO is there. Interesting. No CPU vCore, though. So we are in an SO state. That's interesting. So now I think to get to an SO state, that's the thing. I believe that to get to an SO state, I would have to have BIOS working properly. And I don't believe my problem has to do with any SPI ROM issue anymore. So what's going on over here? What's going on? Where's all-sys power good? What voltage do I get for all-sys power good? Let's check that out. All-sys power good. So when I checked... No matches? Oh, all C power good. I need all sys power good. Alright, so let's see. I have PP5 ESO, which means I'm in an SO state. I need PP3V3 SO and PP1V5 SO. Alright, so let's check those several rails and see what we get. So, I know the PP5 ESO is there. I just checked that on the fan connectors. Let's check PP3V3 SO. And wow, you can find that almost anywhere. You can find that. Let's check over here. Microscope camera seems low FPS today. Oh, I can't show the screen at the same time as it. I could try reinstalling Windows to fix that, because it doesn't do that on my laptop. But for some reason, when I have screen capture, it fucks up. Screen capture manages to screw up the microscope camera. 3.3 volts SO rail is there. Now let's check out PP1V5 SO. So PP1V5 SO is going to be the next one. Reflow the SMC just for kicks. Paul just wants to see me fuck up the SMC. I used to like Paul. Back when he rooted for me to win. Paul doesn't root for me to win anymore. PP1V5 SO. Where's PP1? Okay, PP1V5 SO is going to be up there. I'm thinking that may be the one that's missing. So I'm going to measure that. I'm going to read out the voltage to you. 1.5 volts. So we have everything that's needed for all-sys power good. So now my interest is do we have all-sys power good? So where all-sys power good is going to come from this thing over here. So let's check that. And by the way, the reason that I'm checking these three, we need all-sys power good to get CPU vCore. All-sys power good will show up in PP3V3S5, PP5VSO, PP3V3SO, and PP1V5SO are present, and these resistors are good, and this chip is doing its job. So let's take a look. Now, is all-sys power good present? I'm going to measure over here, and we're going to see. It's 0.3 volts. 0.3 volts. 0.3 volts is no good. We got 0.3. All right. So what's not doing its job? Is it you, something around you? So these voltage rails are present. Hey, go at a full screen. PP5VSO, PP3V3SO, PP1V5SO, and obviously PP3V3S5 is there, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't have PP3V3SO. So we've got all those. Is it Q8150 problem? Is it a resistor that's blown problem? Is it one way to find out? So let's check this area again and see if anything is obviously fucked up. Now, what is obviously fucked up to me is this crap over here. That doesn't look very nice. However, it does look like that little wire that Jason put is doing its job. Let's just double check and make sure that it's doing its job. I have 5 volts over there, so that wire is indeed doing its job. So I have R8151. And where is R8152? R8152 is up here, and that is doing its job of being a voltage divider. All right. What's this? What's that go to? That looks pretty fucked up. Oh, that's P5VS4RS3 P good. It goes to R8165. And that's interesting. So what's on a R8165? R8165. Aha, I didn't even see this part. I didn't see this part of the circuit. I was looking at this, because this is ISL version used for development. Since this says ISL version used for development, I assumed that that also applied to this section, not just this one. But R8165 is indeed on the board, so this section is, in fact, used. And as you can see, P5VS4RS3P good is going to a 100 ohm resistor that comes to here. And that doesn't look very nice at all. Let's see, where does this come from? So this comes out of U7501 and goes to R8165. R8165 is this thing over here, which is supposed to be getting a signal from over here on pin 5 of U7501. So let's measure pin 5 of U7501 and then pin 1 of R8165 and see if we have any drop in voltage. If we do, that means that that trace is probably blown. Ooh, boy. Where are we? number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3.3 volts. Then we go over to that fucked up section over here. And I get 0.3. Oh, that's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. So this is blown. Either that or something. This is no good. So on one side of the board, for this same signal is 0.3 volts over here, yet it's 3.3 volts over there. So how are we going to fix this? We're going to fix it with a jumper wire. All right. Time for another jumper. Time for yet another jumper. Aye. Rabbit hole. Get out now. You're falling in. This board is not getting fixed. Oh, the fuck it ain't. We're going to make sure. Don't listen to Mrs. Wage Gap over there. This is getting fixed. That's just what Jessa wants. Jessa would love for this to not get fixed. Jessa would enjoy watching us fail. We're not going to give her that satisfaction, now are we? Are we? Why am I using this tip? This tip sucks. This is such poor heat transfer to the end. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It can't. Get the fuck. No. Why did... Fuck out of here. This is a terrible tip. This tip solders like shit. Back to my JSO2. My favorite tip. This is my favorite tip. Oh, let's wait for it to heat. Heat! Heat! Very good. Much better. Alright, let's get around here. Let's turn the board a way that's comfortable for me. Always make sure the board is comfortable. Make sure that you are comfortable and that the position you're working in is comfortable. The board does not have to be comfortable. We don't care about the board's comfort. The board's comfort is fucking irrelevant. Alright, so... I'm going to tin the ends of the wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what is that resistor along it? This doesn't seem right. Oh, god damn it. It's not it's pin 5, not the 5th one down. Was I measuring the wrong thing this whole time? I think I was. Holy crap, that would be bad. Alright, let's check this. Whoops. I was probably measuring the wrong shit this whole time. It's the 4th one down, not the 5th one down. It's pin 5 of the chip, which is the 4th one down. Ooh, that was tricky. That was a tricky thing to do. Yeah, it's still 1.2. It's still higher than it is on the other side, so still time to run a wire. Just making sure. This board must be fixed or Mrs. Wage Gap will win. Can't let... Okay. Glad I double-checked that, though. I almost ran it to the wrong pin. You don't want to use the wrong pin or the wrong hole. People get mad about that shit. Yeah. Pain in the ass. Yes, little wire. Okay. I'm happy with that now. Now what I should do is I should scrape away that little thing over here so that I have more place to solder the wire to. That would be the smart thing to do. Yeah, let's scrape this whole thing so I got a bigger pad. There we go. Now I'm going to solder the wire to that and I'll feel a lot more comfortable with it. Alright. Alright. That's better. I can feel better about that. Much more surface area. Much better joint. Now. Let's run this wire around. Probably would have been nice if I tinned the resistor. What's up with this, baby? What's you? Ooh, you look burned. Alright. I bet you're something to do with Alsa's power good. That's PP5 ESO. Yeah, it goes, and we already know that that being burned is what caused this to burn over here. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Oh, no offense, but still stuck on the wage gap. The sad, so sad. Well, let's see what Alsa's power good is now. Even if we're not at the even if we're not at the 3.3 volts that are 3 volts that I'd like to see, maybe we've gotten a higher than the 0.3 volts we were at before. Still 0.3. Meh. And what's interesting is I'm actually down a 0.3 over here. Now that's weird. Let's see. Over here. And I'm down a 0.3 over there. Okay, that's just creepy. That's creepy as hell. That's some creepy shit. Alright, let's take a look. So if this thing matters, PM sleep S3 buff L is going to pull up all sys power good. And then these are going to contribute. All right, so let's check out R8167, R8166, R8165, R8164. Okay, R8166, R8165, R8164. Note to self. Complain to Paul that we only get 3 items. I has way too much RAM to be limited to 3 items. I deserve more items. Okay. R8165 is this crap. R8164 is this one, which has a little bit of a red slump over there. Might as well measure it. See what we get. 100 ohms, that's fine. R8164 is over here. It's the top one, and you look like C and a little. Is that's just on the realm of being. Actually, no, you're not. You're not good. You're no good at all. What the fuck? That's not a solder joint. That's shit. That's bad. That is bad. All right, let's go for that next. Where was I? Oh, over here. The hot air going? Yeah, look at that. See this? This is Jessa getting solder tossed in her eye. Look at that. Look at that. You're not gonna fix it. It's not gonna work. This is gonna work beautifully. Come on, little resistor. Melt, you prick. Good little resistor. All right. What are the rest of the resistors in the list? So, R81, where was I? Where did I leave off? R8167, R8168. Let's check these ones. R8167 has trolled me before, but here it looks like it's in fine condition. And R8168 is going to be down here. Whoa, what a maze of wires and fuckery. This board is a bunch of fuckery and cuckery. Alright, so let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. Motherfucker. Wage gap is winning. Wage gap is winning. Wage gap is winning. Ah! All right. That's putting out 0.3. What are we getting in Allsys Power Good now? Still the same shit. Let's see. So PM Sleep S3 is supposed to be up here, right? PM Sleep S3, Buff L, is supposed to be pulling up Allsys Power Good. So let's take a look at that, shall we? PM Sleep S3L is a nice steady 3.3. Yet on the other side is just a sad cuckery 0.364 volts. See what that resistor measures. What a pile of garbage, says Duke Fox. What a pile of garbage indeed! What a pile of garbage indeed. This is shit. This is absolute shit. We've already redone BIOS termination resistors. We've already redone Allsys Power Good circuit section. Why the fuck is this resistor measuring nothing? You're dead, but you look beautiful and you're dead. Alright. I think Jason may have actually soldered over the caps on that resistor, making it look nice when in fact it's garbage. Because according to the schematic, that resistor is supposed to be 10K. And I'm getting open line, and that's bullshit. And wait. Yeah, that came off way too easy. Duke knows garbage when he sees it. Dude, Duke does. And fuck, I just removed something that I shouldn't have removed. Fuck, shit, piss. Cunt, shoobity doo up. Motherfucker. Alright, let's put this wire back where it's supposed to go. And then we're going to put R8167 on. And at that point, this will work. Remember when these boards used to just be U1950, Duke? Remember when this used to be like replace U1950 and that stupid little cap that leads up to it? Those were the days. Those were the days. And those days have passed. We only get the shit now, babe. We only get the shit now. The shit. All right. We've already done this line. We've done this. No, we did this and this. We didn't do that SMC one. You only get the crap now because you've suffered the fatal flaw of telling your customers how to fix their boards through the power of YouTube. Correct, Paul. Correct. Lewis, why are you not using Twitch? Because in addition to Twitch not paying you, I only get 8 views per repair when I use Twitch. YouTube pays me. Twitch does not pay me. So I'll take YouTube's small, ever-decreasing stream of revenue over Twitch. We should check at each... let's see. We should check at each point along here. P1, APS. Maybe. Over here. Ah. PDF reader went away. R8167. We should check along pin 1 of this, pin 1 here, pin 1 here, pin 1 here. And we already checked this one. Let's check here, here, and here. 8166, 8165, 8164, 8168. 8165. '66, 65, 64, 68. Okay, I gotta remember to check back this one because I can only check 3 at a time. I'm sure that saves a lot of RAM. I'm sure that saves a lot of RAM. Alright. Okay. R8168. Point 3 one side, point 3 in the other. 8164, we already measured that one. .368, .368. This one we've already measured. .367, .367, and now where was the other one? The other one I was supposed to measure was, yeah, R8166. .367, .367. Have we checked R8157? And R8156. 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 R8157. We are in an SO state. We are almost there. There's no need to give up at this point. This is like the ends of the fucking line right here. Like, if you had no PM sleep S4L, by all means fucking give up. But this is the end of the line. You just can't. You can't give up right now. Mm-hmm. The solder blob intentionally or R8166? Yes. That wire is now a little fucked. Is this even the right resistor to go here? Because this seems like it's a little big. I don't buy that this resistor is the right resistor. See, this resistor is supposed to go here, but can't because that pad is broken. But this is a 0201 resistor, and this looks like a 04. Yeah, I don't buy that. Fake news. That resistor doesn't look like it goes there. That's probably a resistor of a different value. Fake news. Fake fucking news. Fake news. Someone says, I bet Jason stepped on this board. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. This board should get the Obamacare treatment, repeal and replace, it says Chuck. I agree with Chuck. This board needs repealing and replacing. Put by somebody good, not Paul Ryan. This board is going to give me cancer. We are in an SO state, though, so we must persevere. There is no excuse for fucking off on a board that's in an SO state. Doesn't even have a GPU. Oh shit, too much flux. It doesn't even have a graphics chip. Like, if we do this, we're home free forever. It doesn't have an MCP or a GPU or any of that horse shit. If we get this, we're good from now until the end of time. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, we're gonna spin off, on, off, on, then on, or just be dead. No. Well, remember, all the 820, 34, 37 boards are going to turn on, off. I mean, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, and then on if they have not seen a battery before. Just remember, folks, iPad rehab is fake news. Fake news. Look at this chat. Let's look up all their comments here. What are all these comments saying? Where is, by the way, if you want to see that beautiful fan spin, you can watch that beautiful fan spin. Oh, all the worst comments are gone. Never. Should I clean it? Yeah, the cleaner's actually hot. I might as well clean it. Let's route the wires. Now, this is the part where I take a board that worked and I kill it. You know how I'm going to kill it? By cleaning it. I shouldn't clean this. There are certain boards where you just should not clean it. Fans. Alright, so I should route my wires a little nicer. I honestly don't even care if this doesn't work 10 seconds from now. I got my satisfaction. It would be nice to collect the money, but I got my satisfaction. I beat the wage gap. That's really all I cared about. I just cared about beating the wage gap. Alright, so let's clean up some of this nasty shit. Jessa owes everyone in the chat $10. That sounds fair to me. I think Jessa owes everybody in the chat $10. Jessa owes a lot of people a lot. Okay, let's up the air, lower the temp. John says you deserve a burrito, $2. Thank you. Alright, so let's route some of these a little nicer. So this one has too much slack. This is the kind of crap that Duke and I get regularly now. No more easy shit. Easy shit is gone. We get this fuck shit. Alright, so let's clean it up a little bit. And then after I heat up the flux with the hot air, I'm going to toss it in the ultrasonic. Because the thing is, it's going to clean better if it goes into the ultrasonic while the flux is still warm. All this power good stuff is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. Alright, so let's just put this in the Ultra. Give it some sonicking. Wait for all the comments to show up from people who make no association between the noise in the microphone and the fact that I just turned on an ultrasonic cleaning instrument. And read some chat, and then get out of here. See, I have to make sure the boards work at the end. They have to work. Before it was like, it didn't work, but at least I got a video out of it. Now it's like, yeah, the video probably made $4, so gotta make sure the boards work at the end of it. Could you please show us the whole board? Once it's cleaned, absolutely. If you're only getting the hard stuff, that means you get to raise your prices. No, all the easy stuff is going to the eBay guy that charges $40. I saw an ad for this on eBay the other day for $40. $40 fucking dollars. I'm kind of curious if he's on my forum. The funniest thing in the world was when Duke sold this piece of shit machine, and we've all done this. We've all sold shit on eBay that we couldn't fix. He sells a machine, and that same fucking machine winds up on the forum. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Because I've done that before. I've sold, like, you know, you get machines where it's just completely, absolutely unfixable, and you sell it on eBay as, like, liquid damaged MacBook. 4 parts or repair. And you kind of leave out that point where you're like, spent 6 hours fucking with it, will never work again. You just kind of like, eh. It's not like anybody ever included that on shit I bought before. But yeah, you never want to be in a point where you have to provide support on that shit. $10 says you fix this board and customer comes back wanting discount for scratching the case. We're used to selling GTFOs on that. People always want that. It's like your board, your machine was put onto a clean desk that had a paper towel on it that was freshly peeled for you. It's always something. Let's see. We all demand our money or there will be protests. Pay up, Jessa. What solution do you use in the ultrasonic? Distilled water in Branson, EC. I will happily collect my money for that board repair. Have you thought about switching to Twitch since you aren't making money from YouTube anyway? I'm not making as much as I was before, but I am still making something. Like right after I came back from Nashville and the Wall Street Journal people and so it's like, hey, look, your ads are running on bad content. Hey, look, your ads are running. I swear, it's like, I know you're not supposed to be violent. I know. But you know how there was this one kid in class as a kid that you just wanted to beat the crap out of because he would just tell on you for everything? It's like you really want to do that to the Wall Street Journal as an adult. It's like they're like the 47-year-old version of that kid. Hey, Jonathan's been in the bathroom for more than the 3-minute time. I mean, don't you want to yell at him when he comes back? Like, fucking Wall Street Journal. They're like that shit. All right, board is clean. Board is alcoholed. Now we're going to wait for board to dry. It's going to be a little bit for board to dry, and then I'll happily show you all what it looks like after it's been cleaned. It looks like the first time I tried to tie my shoes, I can tell you that much. Would Lewis work for a big company if they hire him? No company would ever hire me. That's why I have my own business. Like, the only time I've ever gotten hired was for shit like a 3P delivery. I got hired for Lowe's to, like, type in orders for $12 an hour, which I got fired from. I got hired from Odell Sporting Goods, which was $6 an hour to put price tags on basketballs, which I quit after a year and a half of no opportunity for promotion or raise. Got hired at Avatar Studios, where I worked for free for 3 to 6 months, cleaning toilets and shit, before I finally got a minimum wage job. Yeah, I've never had like a real job where I got hired as an employee. And I honestly have no idea how the hell you're supposed to get those. It's just like some shit's just not meant to be. So I would probably never work for a real company because I probably would not get offered anything other than minimum wage. That's all I've ever been offered by them. So I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, I don't get paid a lot from YouTube anymore. But Twitch pays 0. So even if YouTube is a little, like there's 0 and then there's a little. It's little is still above 0. Yeah, it was definitely better like a month ago. Definitely better a month ago. Fuck the Wall Street Journal. Seriously. Never give those people money again. What model chair are you using? An Aeron chair. What's minimum wage in New York City? Now I think it's like $8.75. When I was a teenager, it was $6 an hour. It's not like there's much of a difference, you know. $6, $8.75. It's all shit. What type of warranty will you offer on this repair? You get the best warranty you can get for 3 months. After that, it's purely up to my discretion. What if Apple was offering to hire you to fix motherboards? That would not happen. They pay people like $1 an hour. And I would guess that they're paying people like $1 an hour in China to do that shit. They're not gonna. And honestly, I probably wouldn't, just because there's, I get paid less money there than I would at my own business. They're not gonna pay somebody the amount of money I make at my store to do that shit for them. Wouldn't make any sense for them. All right. Now the board is in the oven, getting rid of any of the alcohol that's left on it. Is it easy for someone to get a tech-related job like you? I'm interested in doing something like that. It's impossible. As I said, getting a job, I have no idea how to do that. I can't tell you how to get a job. I can't tell you how to get a job because I've never gotten a job. That shit is impossible. It does, it's like even just getting an interview. I have no idea what to tell you. Seriously, I can't tell you how to get a job. That shit is impossible. But I can tell you how to start your own business. Getting a job, why would you want to get a job? Getting a job sucks. You're putting all this work and effort in to apply to work for somebody else to build their dream. If you believe in their dream, that's great. But if you believe in their dream enough, then frankly, getting the job should be easy. But if you don't, then why the fuck bother? Just for you, I'll add a 4th column in open board view. Oh boy. Careful, that lady from Nashville will come out of a wall to tell you she does not hire child labor. Oh, I gotta find that video. Please, Michael Oberdick, please upload that video. Please upload that video of that woman from Nashville who's like, Apple does not use child labor, and they have inspections. They have inspections where they make sure that they're getting paid well and that the work environment is great. And they put up nets on the side of the building so that they can't kill themselves as easily as they did 5 years ago. So there, Jessa. Oh my, yeah, there was this woman that was shilling so hard for Apple in Nashville. Really, just shilling as hard as possible. I don't give a fuck about saying this stuff because there are some people where you're just not going to change their minds, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, when I hear somebody explaining to me how Apple has amazing labor practices, just get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out. That was hilarious. That was funny. Say whatever you want about Apple. There are many good things you can say. Don't tell me that they're just all at the factory oh boy, I can't wait to go to work for Apple today to build a bunch of iPhones. Oh yay! Oh, 80 hours this week so I can pay my rent. Yes, thank you so much. This is great. No, they're not. They're not. No. It's hard to create your own company. You need time, and time is money. Yeah, but guess who has a lot of time? Unemployed people. Guess who needs a job? Unemployed people. What's a great way to start if you're unemployed? Start your business. You do need time to start a business, and people who are unemployed have lots of free time. But it's hard! Well, everything worthwhile is hard. Everything worthwhile is hard. I think she even used the word third-party happiness third-party happiness engineers. We should. What I wanted to do is I wanted to upload that video and then suggest that everybody who has a repair shop in the United States put nets outside of it. Just to show how much we value our employees and that we've hired third-party happiness engineers. Jessa and Chris Long and Paul Daniels and all these repair people in the chat, you all need to start hiring third-party happiness engineers, and you need to go and put nets outside of your store. Just to make sure that if Jason jumps out, he fucking gets bounced back in where he has to recover data from another clicking hard drive. Oh, man. Oh, man. This shit's funny. It's even funnier. Any of you guys remember the lobbyists from Nebraska, the ones that were anti-right to repair? I'm just kind of curious if any of you remember the names. Do you guys remember the names? Anybody remember the names while we're waiting? This is something that I found particularly interesting, and I'm not sure if you guys will find this interesting. So you guys probably noticed that when we got to Nebraska, it kind of seemed like that whole thing was already decided before we got there. So check this out. This is one of the senators, right? This is the funny part. This is the funny part. You guys ready? You ready? All right. While waiting for the board to dry. Okay. Cool. Check it out. So, State House, Assembly, or Senate, Bob Christ in Nebraska. That was one of the people that was listening to what we had to say. These are the lists of this is the list of people who've donated. Now, Mueller-Roback. Huh. I wonder if that sounds interesting. I wonder if that sounds familiar. Mueller-Roback. Roback. Welcome. Mueller-Roback is a premier lobbying and government relations firm in Nebraska. Well, who are the firm's professionals? I wonder who works at this firm. Huh. Firm professionals. Oh, Kim Roback. Huh. Oh, does that... Oh, you look kind of familiar. Were you the person who was lobbying on behalf of AT&T against the right to repair that day? Why, yes, you were. And how much money did your firm give to that senator? $3,526. If you want to know why you can't fix a tractor in Nebraska, why don't you ask your senators? Why don't you ask your senators who they're taking money from? I thought that was pretty interesting. Somebody said Ernie Chambers. You know what? Here's one of the things I'm going to say about Ernie. Check this out. Ernie Chambers. So, you see, this guy... I can't open another tab? Seriously? I guess I can't complain. This candidate has raised 0. The one thing I'll say about Ernie Chambers, he may have been a troll, but he was not bought and paid for. You want to know who was bought and paid for? This guy. I just want to let you people in Nebraska know, next time it comes time to vote for somebody, who are they for? Yeah, this was funny. This was funny. Okay, my web browser decided to get AIDS. Great. Oh, well, you already saw. I already showed you. Yeah, just so you people in Nebraska know, if you want to know why you can't fix your tractor, it's because you didn't give them $3,500. But Kim Roback did. So what you could do if you were in Nebraska and you're paying like $4,000 for John Deere to come out and fix your tractor, and you don't like that, is you can go over here and you can email Roback at MuellerRoback.com, and you can tell her via email, politely, because I would never suggest that you be impolite, because that's wrong, but you could email her and you can ask her what that $3,500 she gave the senator was for, and you can also ask why she's against you fixing your tractor. I thought that was kind of interesting. I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I'm honestly, it's kind of cool that you can see this on this site. Like, you can look up all of your local representatives, and if there's legislation that you're interested in, and you can figure out who is against it, and you can see how much money they gave to the people that, you can see how much money they took from people who were against that particular legislation. And I really don't think it was easy to do this a long time ago. I don't think you were able to do this a really long time ago. I think you had to look it up, or it may have not even been available, or you would have had to call and wait for shit to go back and forth in the mail. That's the beautiful part of the internet, is you just go to a website And all of this stuff is just filed. It's beautiful. Let's see, there's a fee of $4,304 from the Chamber of Commerce, who testified against it. $1,180 from the Iowa-Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association. And $45,000 from unnamed donors. I wonder who the unnamed donors are. Are the unnamed donors anything to do with John Deere? I'm kind of curious. I'm just speculating here. But, like, yeah, see, with Bob, Mr. Bob over here. Remember this guy? This is the one that said that the bill would require Best Buy and KB Toys and shit like that to go out and find schematics for you, which, by the way, is not true. We looked it up later, and that is not true. But the person who said that, they gave the senator $4,300. And woman for AT&T, $3,526. And you're always welcome to ask her. You can email right here. Why did you give the senator $3,500? Why couldn't you just testify like everybody else and trust that your testimony was so strong that it would stand on its own without giving the guy like fucking 2 months of a mortgage? Just saying. Just saying. When you got really strong arguments, they usually stand up without $3,000. But who am I kidding? All right. So let's take this board out. Let's make sure my wires are not moving around and... Oh boy. Blech. We've got some. Probably should make these wires look a little nicer. Probably should get Jason to make these wires look a little nicer. Yeah, we're going to dress these wires up a little bit. What a fucking nasty shit looking board. This wire I admittedly made a little too long. And it has hair on it. Go away, hair. Alright, let's put this wire around here. Clean up the hair and the fur. Because a lot of people said, it had no chance, it was too broad, this, that, and the other. And here's what I'm thinking. If the bill had no chance because of the way it was written, then why not simply argue that rather than argue that with a $3,000 or $4,000 or $40,000 donation? Because again, I may be nuts, but I think that strong arguments do not require money because they're simply strong arguments. Like 2 + 2 = 4. If I'm not going to change that to equaling 5 by giving you $3,000. It's only if I were trying to say that 2 + 2 = 5 that I may need to grease the wheels with that with some money to get you to, specially program the calculator to say that. Just a little disappointing. What I would say is that Tennessee's process was very interesting. Like Jessa tried to bribe one of those people. And she just got served hardcore. Like she wanted to fix somebody's phone. Well, it was kind of nice and innocent. She just wanted to fix somebody's phone, and she's like, "We can't do that here. Oh, we cannot do that here. No, you can't do that." You're like, and you're not even allowed to buy them food or dinner or a salad or something. They will not let you, and I respect that because it removes the appearance of impropriety. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's probably no way to bribe people in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know enough about politics to say any of this definitively, but it's definitely different than the environment in some of the other states. Okay, let's make sure it still turns on after the cleaner. I'll be surprised if it does. It does. Holy crap, that surprises the hell out of me. Trust me, I wasn't expecting that. Now we're going to cover up all this nasty stuff with some green shit. This is my favorite part of the fixing. The green. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just to make sure if an Apple genius sees this, they get a heart attack. The other was worse, the airplane guy. That was the airplane guy, Jessa. Don't you remember? That was the airplane guy. This board looks like shit, cock and balls. Disgusting. But it works. Alright, it's hard to do that under the microscope, so I'm going to do it while I'm reading chat. And then I'll show you what it looks like once it's all greened. Always be polite, it is the gentleman's way and will get you much further. I agree. I always make sure to be polite when dealing with people who've bribed senators to attempt to destroy my livelihood. Politeness is definitely the way to go. Politeness is definitely the way to go. Alright. So we're just going to cover this in a bunch of green shit. Yeah, much easier not under the microscope. Sorry, I know you want to see this, but that's too much of a pain in the ass. Won't be able to look them up for long due to laws being passed, which makes it easy for dark money to go through. Yeah. I think the real thing is, like, most regular people just don't bother to look this shit up. They only look it up if their Facebook wall tells them to. Or CNN or something. Alrighty. Yeah, if this breaks, Jason's totally the one fixing it. Yeah, this is his board if it doesn't work tomorrow. I showed it worked on video, so if it doesn't work tomorrow, it must be because he fucked it up reassembling it. Cry me a green river of little MacBook tears. Yes. Yes, you're a green monster. You're a green monster. Yes. You are my green monster. Pretty. That's as good as I'm gonna get. Not fucking with it anymore, because if I do, it'll stop working. Da, 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 da. I just sent you suggestions on how to improve your SMC reballing, cleaning, soldering through your online contact form. That's going to be deleted. So the customer service person reads that, and every time we get stuff that is not, I have a machine that is broken and I want it fixed, it gets deleted. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody that thinks that I personally read the contact form. I don't. Like, it has so much shit in there every day. Like, how do I get schematics and this and the other? It all just gets deleted. It all just gets deleted. Okay. It was like, what was it, like a different cleaning material or something? Yeah, the way to do better SMC reballing is to use a stencil that's not bent. Bent stencil is the biggest problem. I have a stencil that looks like this, and I'm waiting for a set from AliExpress that look like this. And when I have stencils that do this, it's beautiful. But when I have a stencil that does this, it's a nightmare. But yeah. Now you know, so hopefully you don't send contact forms and become sad if somebody but me reads them. And sometimes I get these things where it's like, you mentioned this in this video, and that in that video, and this in that video, and that in this video, and all this stuff. And like somebody will eventually finally show it to me and go, this person thinks you're talking to them. Should I forward this to you? And I go, some people write their life stories in those. And I feel kind of bad because I don't wind up reading it. Just to be clear, at the same time this Simplicity lady was telling me not to fix her AIDS cracked glass, they hauled a judge out of the building for all sorts of fuckery. Gotta love politics. Louis, why is a sheep in your company logo? I've covered that. You're better dipping the whole board in glue. Probably. That's Circuit Work CW 3300G. This stuff is cool. I use it on the super fucked up ones. I had to sit on my hands while Lady Rule Follower was chastising me. Lady Rule Follower. Look at how Jessa refers to people when she gets caught bribing. While imagining the judge getting dragged down the hall on the same day. She probably would have dragged you down the hall too. I saw that video. She was very ready to drag you down the hall. It's just she probably didn't have her protein shake that morning, so she didn't have the energy. I'm confident that that woman would have dragged Jessa right down the hallway straight to jail. She just didn't have her Red Bull that morning. She just didn't have her Red Bull that morning. Lucy, you ready for a burrito? I am ready for a burrito, actually. It's time to get out of here. Have you heard anything about New York making tuition free under the condition they stay in New York after they're done? Oh, God. Don't make this shit free. Come on. Don't make art history and gender studies free. Please. No. There's no such thing as free. That means that I'm paying for it. Oh, there's no such thing as free. Free is only free. Like, if I choose to, if Chris Long has a question, and I sit down with Chris Long for 40 minutes, and I answer his question, and I don't charge him, and I don't accept money from anybody else, that's free. There is no such thing as free college unless you get every single professor and every single administrator and every single fucking janitor in that school to come to the building for free. If you do that, then you've got free college. Otherwise, there's no such thing as free. When somebody from the government tells you that shit is free, they're giving you an IQ test. They want to figure out if your IQ is above 80 or below 80. And when government says, we're making this free, but that person that's providing the free shit is getting paid $70,000 a year, what they're doing is they're figuring out, if you believe that it's actually free, then they're telling you, you're an idiot. But if you don't believe it and you ask, how are you going to call this free when the person providing it is making almost 6 figures? See, then they know you got a brain. And I know that the people that watch and listen to my channel, I know that you all got a brain, and I know that you can all count. And I know that you're not going to believe that shit. Do not believe in that shit. Do not believe in it. We do not need more people with useless degrees. We need more people that can think and solve problems. Ross, you are my hero. My girlfriend loves you more than me because you are vegan and she thinks you're hot. Oh boy, this is gonna get awkward. She's vegan too. That's kind of weird to think about. I shouldn't have read that comment. If you see your girlfriend watching my videos, I would, yeah, that's an awkward one right there. I would, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to keep scrolling. I'm just going to keep scrolling. I don't know what to say there. I'm just going to keep scrolling. Give us a review teardown of the Zalmao EEV block style. Or Zoomao or Zmao, or however the fuck. You know what? I should tear it down. It's not like I'm ever going to fucking use that thing to make money again. I have a few 9,000 boards. What was ultimately causing this board to not work? Bum asks the question. And I also asked the question of why I modded Bum. You got to come up with a better name for yourself. I think you had a couple of good comments, so I modded you. But God, I'm never saying that out loud again. The Allsys power grid circuit was completely burned and destroyed, along with some of the SPI termination lines, which is where the BIOS talks to the CPU. Good night, Tarman. Let's see. Smooth brain test. Just ask, is a smooth brain better than a wrinkly one? Exactly. If a politician tells you that they're making something free, and the thing that they're giving you for free costs money for somebody else to produce, they're trying to figure out if you have a smooth brain or not. That's the thing. There's no such thing as free. Like, just be honest. We're going to rob this group of people and make them pay for your shitty art history degree that nobody gives a fuck about but you. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't make me pay more money than I already do to subsidize a fucking art history degree. Don't do it. It's useless. I don't want to pay for other people's hobbies. Gender studies is a hobby. Art history is a hobby. This is like, no, do not. There should be zero federal funding going to these crappy degrees. And there should be a guidance counselor at every school that is audited on a weekly basis, that sits down with you for 1 hour, literally 1 hour in a fucking room with the door locked and the windows closed and the blinds down, that says, if you get this degree, you will never get a job. Do you want to go in debt $40,000 to $80,000 for something that will never, ever allow you to get a job? And then they say, yes. And they go, do you really mean that? Like, they're just going to get louder and louder and louder. And they're going to interrogate you for an hour. And only after you've been interrogated and screamed at and had shit thrown at you for an hour should you be allowed to put yourself in debt for those shitty degrees. But until that happens, I will not be happy with the modern school system. Because that modern school system is subsidized by anybody who watches this shit that pays taxes. Heard you're giving up on rebelling. I will never stop rebelling. I will always rebel. Never resist. Always rebel. Never resist. No hashtag resist, but I will definitely rebel. Are smooth-brained people smooth operators? Sometimes. Never stop rebelling. What do you think when most people think of gaming in the 90s, they think of console gaming? I would say PC is, who cares? Like the entire fight of PC versus console gaming, there's just no point to it because it doesn't matter. It's not anything where you don't have to choose between one or the other. It's a useless argument. But maybe you hang out with Kyle. Was he in New York for some reason? Kyle was talking at either a conference or a college, I forget. and it was right over the bridge. And I thought it would be a great excuse to drink alcohol. Would you be in favor of free college if it were limited to STEM fields? Not free. I would say the price of college right now is fucking insane, but a lot of that has to do with all the bureaucracy and the crap that sits in between that allows it to supposedly be cheaper. Good night, Chris Law. I have a problem with my MacBook Pro A1278. The battery icon has an X over it and slowly turns off if I unplug it. Could it be the SMC? It could be the SMC. It could be the battery indicator LED, which is also the sleep sensor. It could be the ISL 6259. It could be that while replacing the battery, you knocked off the 2 resistors right next to it. Crap, how do I not know this off the top of my head? This is embarrassing. R5080, R5081? Whatever the pull-up resistors are for the battery line. Check PP-Bus G3 Hot and see if it's 12.23 volts instead of 12.56. If you still want the crappy degree, then you should be made into Soylent Green for Lewis's board glue. Oh, that's a little bit mean. That's a little bit. Yeah. The idea of this pen being made of liberal arts majors. Yeah, that's something. You take Bitcoin to repair a MacBook. I probably should. I should look into that. In my opinion, many people are just using college just not to grow up and go to work for a few more years. Bear in mind, I'm from Poland, but we have those bullshit studies too. That's from Old Wells. I tend to agree. Not for everybody, but for many people that I meet. Like what? And the funny thing is when I'll always talk to customers while I'm opening their stuff and like looking through and trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I'll do anything to distract people from staring and being paranoid and asking annoying questions. And often I'll ask, because they'll say they're going to school. I'll say, so what are you going to school for? And the most interesting shit is when they look and they look up and then they look down and they don't really know how to explain what it is they're going to school for. That's how I know that they're truly and hopelessly fucked. When I say, so what are you going to school for? Oh, I'm going to law school. Oh, great. Oh, what are you going to school for? Oh, I'm going for biology and this type of chemical studies or whatever. Oh, cool. That's great. Oh, what are you going to school for? Well, it's a combination. And then they start like stringing together these weird terms and new words that only became words like over the last 5 years. And that's when I'll know that they're truly and hopelessly fucked. So, what did you do with the last 40 years of your life? Because when you can't explain that, good luck with the job interview. Good luck with the job interview. All right. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. We did fix the board. We did prove Jessa Wage Gap Jones wrong that this board is fixable. Hopefully, the next time that Jessa Jones discourages you from fixing a board, you watch the stream and realize that you can indeed do it. Anything is possible. Remember what Shia LaBeouf's speech was. Shia LaBeouf gave a great speech on Jessa, where he was going on and just talking about it and trying to be motivating. Nothing is impossible. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Tomorrow Jessa said you couldn't do it, so you didn't. But remember, you can. And as always, thank you to those who clicked on the Amazon links below. We do get a commission that I will use to buy burritos, alcohol. And lastly, check out Repair Shopper. It's the software that I use to manage my tickets. It's why a douchebag store owner like me can have a 4.5 to 5-star Yelp rating. And still, it's a great piece of software. It helps you manage everything. It syncs your stuff to QuickBooks. It allows people to reply. It gives you the last time the ticket was updated. And the best of all, it syncs with the phone system. It tells you what the status of the ticket is. I can say, oh yeah, it's in the ultrasonic cleaner. It's just about to go back in the oven, and then it'll be done. And they'll be like, you didn't even ask who I was. And I can say, well, I know exactly who you are. I remember you from when you left it off at 3 o'clock. And they'll be like, really? And I'll be like, yeah. And then I'll have to mute it so that they don't realize that I'm laughing because I'm full of shit. But all of this is possible because of Troy's software, which you can try below with a free trial. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Don't believe Jessa when she tries to get you down on your dreams. Don't believe Jessa. Just don't.